Hey guys, welcome to DevOps School. In this video tutorial, we are going to learn about Kubernetes. Kubernetes is developed by Google and it is an open source platform that automates container operations. It eliminates many of the manual processes involved in deploying and scaling containerized applications. After going through this tutorial, I promise you that the concept and understanding of the Kubernetes will be absolutely clear to you.
But before that, let me ask you a few things. Are you dreaming of a career with higher pay and more responsibilities? Or are you ready to take your skills to the next level this year? Then start investing in DevOps School certification level courses which will help you to emerge skills for a wide range of entry-level roles and as well as higher potential future positions. But with thousands of courses online and in classroom worldwide, finding the right one for your career goals can be difficult. You can consider our courses like Agile Developer, Agile QA, DevOps Certified Professionals, Site Reliability Engineering, DevSecOps, and Masters in DevOps Engineering, where you will have access to well-structured, easy-to-follow course content that has been developed and will be delivered by industry professionals. You can join on our training programs globally through online platforms, and if you are looking for classroom workshops, then we have regular sessions available in Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, Delhi NCR, Mumbai, and in Pune. Simply compare our many courses, find the one that suits your style and schedule best, and start today.
Have to ultimately do the same thing. Again, one more thing, please focus, because if you think, okay, I'll do that later, just I'll follow the commands, and if I get an error, I'll see that later, I will ask Rajesh. So that way what happens, because we have a large number of people, the session get delayed and agenda get compromised. So help me out in this case. Please focus. It's very few commands are there. Nothing great to do that. But you just focus and you'll get it done. If you don't focus, you are focused on something else. Again, you get stuck and then we delay overall things. Okay. So guys, we have a master. Okay. Understand this. And then we have a worker also. And then we have a workstation also. So anyone would like to take up a lead and tell me which are the component of master which we had discussed so far? Anyone? No?
API server.
API server. API server. Second one.
Control manager.
ETC. Controller manager. And
Scheduler.
Scheduler. Dealer. Now guys, in worker, which is the component we have?
Kubelet.
And then
kubeproxy.
kubeproxy. Now third is workstation. That's our laptop. What we have in this?
kubectl.
Yeah.
kubectl.
Okay. Yeah. So guys, think about it. What Kubernetes says. Kubernetes says run your application inside a pod. That means simple. They are saying, Kubernetes is saying run your application inside a container and then put that container inside a pod, which I will manage. Kubernetes is saying like that. Okay. So now tell me one thing here. Who create a pod? Kubelet create a pod. You know that. Kubelet create a pod. Now who create a container? Docker create a container. You know that. Correct? So now think about it. So guys, they are suggesting all of us saying that you run the application inside a container and put the container inside a pod. And I will manage the pod through Kubelet and masters. That is what they are saying. So guys, these all are applications only, right? API server is one application. etcd is one application. Controller manager is one application. Scheduler is one application. So they should follow whatever the suggestion they are giving to us. They should follow themselves also, right? Correct. So they are following actually. So yes, they are running this in a pod itself. Okay. Think about it. They are running pod has what? Container. This container come from where? Image. This image come from where? Docker image, by the way. I'm talking about. There's a different kind of image. And this image is come from the where, Google registry. Again, please understand, not from hub.docker.com. All the Kubernetes components product is coming from the Google registry. Okay. So guys, all these are nothing but a pod itself. Now the question is this the master server? So master server, if all these are pod, who creates a pod, guys? Kubelet. Who creates a container? Docker. So don't you think so? Docker and kubelet and Docker should be there in the master also, logically speaking. Yes. So that actually it has to be there in the master also. Now kproxy, which assign the IP address. So guys, kproxy is one applications also. It's not something which. So this is there in the master also. So that way, every machines you will have to have a kubelet, a Docker, kproxy, and these are the things of masters. In the worker, you need to have this one. Is that clear, guys? Everyone?
Yes.
But Rajesh, if those master things are also parts, right? I mean, who manages those things, those parts?
See, these are the these are the pods which is created by kubelet. So kubelet is running this pod. Now the question is, if this is the master component, if master is down, no one manages the master. So for that, what is the solution?
We'll have multiple.
Yeah. HA, high availability, means 2-3 masters will have it that way. Okay. So we'll discuss on HA concept little bit later. Okay. So here. So now this is the worker and this is the workstation. So with that, guys, now the question is, who will set up this? Who will set up master? Who will set up worker? So guys, there's a one utility which is given, which is called KubeADM. KubeADM for many things. Set up a master node, set up a worker node, backup, admin activities, security. Many things has been can be done through the KubeADM. So in that case, guys, if I go by the logic, using KubeADM utility, there's a tool actually. I can set up a master, I can set up a worker, I can set up a backup, admin and all. That means I should be having KubeADM here also. Don't you think so? Correct? Because how can we set up a master without that? So you should be having it there also. So KubeADM is also there. Now what is a KubeADM? In a detail, if you want to really learn, please go through this KubeADM. Here you can read more about this. This is the source code and installations, copies, and how you will get it here. So installing KubeADM, creating clusters, command line references, and what is the feature? See here. For master, control plane, for worker node, for upgrade, for cleanup. Many things are there. Many things it can be done. So it's, you read that. We'll do that. Some of the commands most of the time in the next 2 days. But we'll do that. So KubeADM. Now, guys, that's the way you can set up a master. But the question is, how can you at a scale? So you are looking for learning purpose, or you are looking for the production purpose. That's things. So guys, if you are looking for the production purpose, learning purpose, then you need a one node cluster. If you not one node cluster for learning purpose, what you can do, you can use a Minikube also. Minikube, what is a Minikube? So again, I'll not get into the too much of this, each of these topics, but let me just share with you GitHub URL for it. So Minikube is basically a one executable which creates a one node cluster, which is a VM basically. So this is a VM which will create a one node cluster. When I say one node cluster, that means so here what will happen in a one node itself, the master and worker component is anyways is there here, and the master. So this will become a one node cluster. It's a VM actually. VM one node cluster. But when you want to do the production, whether you have to decide whether you want the production, but you want the production through manual. So you want the, let's say, what do you say, that provision into the physical server and virtual server and manual way. If you want to do manual way. So if you want to set up a manual way in a physical server and virtual server, then you should try KubeADM directly, the one which I am KubeADM. Directly. This is a manual way. But if you want the automation to the cloud, actually cloud. Okay. So automated way. cloud, if you on the cloud, then you can there's one you can use COPS. Okay, you can use COPS. COPS is also very good. KOFS. Guys, this is a COPS. So COPS basically supports multiple manual way of installation. So COPS will support AWS and GC also they are supporting. So can you see here? See it. So if you want to set up on the cloud manual way, okay, let me put it in manual. If you want to set up in a cloud, you can use COPS. Okay, COPS also can be supported in the cloud, AWS, GC, OpenShift, beta support, and vSphere and support. So it's very good. So this is the one. Now, if you want the hosted solution in the production, I think someone is there's some noise is coming from someone. I don't know who's that. Can you please mute yourself? Yeah. So if you have the hosted solution, let me So if you're on the hosted solution means you don't want to take care of the server in cluster and all, just directly jump to the pods and all. Just means whatever you want, you can directly start. So backup, restore, setting up the cluster should be managed by HA and all, should be managed by someone else. So hosted, if you want to AWS hosted, then you can use EKS. If you want GC, Google Cloud, then you can use GKE. And if you want this one, what is Azure, and then you can use AKS. So these are the solutions which we have. Again, now the question is, guys, if you go for the Kubernetes official documentation, Kubernetes doc, so you will find a lot of solutions. Please spend some time to study. More than 40 different ways are there which you have this setup cluster. See here. All these things you can do, just go and interact with. Okay, so now the question is which one we are trying. So guys, we are trying this manual way using KubeADM. So this KubeADM you can set up in the virtual machine also, physical machine also, any places. This is the one which we are trying. Okay, so guys, did you understand that how to set up a clusters and all stuff like that so far? Everyone?
Rajesh, I understood. I have one question. What is Helm file? There is the type for Helm deployment.
So for time being, I will not tell you because the reason is I have not talked with the YAML, pod, RC services and all. So let me talk about it. Can you please note down these questions and ask me tomorrow, the day or last day?
Okay, sure.
So please remind me last day. This is a topic of last day. Okay. Okay. So any other questions, guys? Okay. So now what we need to do? I'm going to set up in manual way, virtual machine using KubeADM. That's all. So here for that I need a AWS. So because I have a virtual machine in AWS only. The same virtual machine, again I'm repeating, guys, please set up a master in the machine where you have not done anything. Worker in the machine where you have done work with the container. There's some reason actually. I don't want you to get an error. Though you can fix that error, that's not a big problem. But the problem is like time will be lost. We have a pretty large, huge batch. So we don't want to spend too much of time in the lab. I mean, setting up the infrastructure. So that is it. Okay. So now I want to set up a master. So guys, look at my screen. This is the one machine I'm getting it in front of you. Now, how do we set up? So I have one documentation. You can refer it. And that is blog. And here you type KubeADM. Okay. KubeADM. And here you see setting up Kubernetes cluster using KubeADM manual way in RHEL. and here you have a manually 1, 2, whichever you want. So we are doing CentOS. So I'm using this documentation. Okay. So guys, in this documentation, you have a good information. Please read this at least. So you need to understand what is a QBDM, what is a goal, what do you want to do, what are the prerequisite, and then which are the things you needed in the master and worker, and then follow step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6, step 7, like this. Okay. So, and step 8 and step 9. Finalize the cluster, step 9. So please mind it. You have to be very careful. Now again, I'm doing in front of you, so there should not be any doubt about it. So here, guys, I am getting on machines of CentOS. So let's create one. So here, CentOS 7, I'll go for it. You do have a CentOS 7. And now, continue. And look at my screen, guys. 2 CPU, 4 GB RAM, I'll go for it. All of you have got the good machines. It's okay. One machine is okay. Add storage, I'll go for 30 GB. And here, this I'll name it master. Okay. And here, I'll select the security group. Guys, look at this. If you set up a really production server, the port and all you have to specify with the lots of restriction. But because we are setting up the learning environment, I'm opening up everything. But in production server, you have to have some certain ports you have to open up. Those ports, if you look at the official documentation, they will tell you that those ports. So here I'm not complicating the process of installations, simply getting the VM. So I got this VM here. Now similar, you can create this in the virtual machines also, because anyways I'm doing manual. So you can, whatever the steps I am doing, you can run in the virtual machine on the cloud or your virtual machines in your laptop or somewhere else also. Physical machines also same steps you can do that. That's not a problem. Okay. So here I got this is the master T2 medium laptop. So what is the IP address? This is my IP address. So let me access this IP address. I will note it down here just so because I should not forget. Now let me connect to this server. So here, new machines, and keys I have it. We have a password by the way. APK.
If you liked our Kubernetes session so far, please enroll for our channel membership $399 plan to get access of all the parts.
Click OK. Color. Apply. And okay. So I hope it is visible to all of you. CentOS. I'll become a root. Okay. So first thing, what you need is you need to become a root, and after that, start following the steps. Number 1. So guys, if you go to step number 1, see here what they are saying. Go to the virtual box, because you are setting in the virtual box. This is for you, not for me. Setting network advanced and refresh your hardware. This is the follow this thing and refresh your hardware ID. So this is the step number 1. Now don't run any commands blindly. In the last batch, many people were running the blindly commands and everything they were setting up same thing. So here you have to check the host name. If you are setting the host name, so it's not like everyone should be having rajesh.master.com only. You should have something different name. Let's say your first name, you can keep it. So you have your own host name. Don't copy paste blindly. So here we are setting the host name. I don't have to do that because I am getting a unique host name all the time. That's provided by AWS. I don't have to do that. So this is unique across my whole cluster. So that's it. Now you stop and disable the firewall. This is for also you. Why not me? Because I control the firewall through security groups, which I have already disabled. You saw that. Now swap, you disable it here. Another question is why we have to disable the swap. So guys, actually if you have a high-end machine, then you don't have to disable the swap, but actually we are using 2 GB RAM, 2 CPU, also 4 GB RAM, 2 CPU. So this is recommended for the virtual machines. This is already done in my machine by AWS, so I don't have to do that. Okay. Now you have to install the Docker Community Edition. The same steps which you have done it. So can I install this Docker now? See, in front of you, I am following it. Okay. Don't get confused because it's a very straightforward step. Okay. So now, and one more thing, guys, these blocks please open up in your Palmetto network, that LAM machines. If you try to open up in your machines, probably that your organization has a certain firewall which is not allowed to showcase entire documents. That is a problem. So last week I have experienced that. So this part was not visible, but blocks were visible, site is accessible, but GitHub is banned actually. So I don't know what was the reason for banning the GitHub, but GIST was banned, GitHub was banned. So I'm installing the Docker right now. Please do not run the command blindly. I'm still requesting multiple times. Just first read that and then try to run it. So it will help you to build your understanding. Many times what happens, they don't see whether his command is got pass or fail. Simply keep running the command and they end up spoiling the server. So cleanup can be possible, but it takes some time. That's the problem. Okay, guys. So I enabled here. I started. I will just validate here. Docker V. See Docker installed 1903 and Docker info. I'll validate whether it's running or not. Okay. So now this is the Docker installation. Can I now set up these tools? See, guys. You need in the master. You need all these tools. You need all these tools. You need a kubeadm, you need a Docker, you need a kubelet and all stuff like that. And kubectl also if you want it. So how can we get all this installation done? So it's not in the, if you want to download and one by one you want to copy, that's okay. You can do that. But repo is much better than. So how can we add the repo? This command, total command, if you copy paste, automatically it will run, add the repo. If you read that, you can read this here. They will add the Kubernetes repo. In this, all the tools are there. So I did it. I will check the setinfo 0 and this command might work first. Second, also if you do that, it will be up for me. And then finally we are installing kubectl, kubelet, kubeadm, all these two here. Okay. And finally, guys, we have to enable the kubelet. Kubelet, remember kubelet is a minion which you get up, so you have to enable that one to run it. So now kubelet is also running. Finally, guys, this is a magical command which will set up your cluster. Again, I repeat, is that kubeinit is the magical command to set up a master. Again, I repeat, kubeinit is a magical command to set up only master, not worker. So that means init should be run only in the master. Do not run in the worker, otherwise you will set up a two master. Okay. do not run in the worker. So init means initialize. What? Master. That means this magical command will set up everything for you. When I say everything, that means all these and this one. So they will download the image from the registry, create a container, create a pod, set up the certificates, authentications, everything, CA server, many things they'll do that. If you really want to understand, you can see the command line output of it and you'll understand this. So I am running it. Okay, guys, please read this output. What it states, your Kubernetes control plane has initialized successfully. That's done. So guys, copy this one. Again, I'm telling you, copy this one and store it at some place which is safe for you. If you do not store it, if you forgot to store it, this information, then again we have to regenerate. Ultimately, you end up losing time. So please mind it. Please store this information. I will tell you what exactly these are, but please store it. I stored in my notes itself and I have it. So these are the 3 sections which I have got it, which I have it. So guys, your master got successfully initialized, which is output, you get it. And finally, step number 10, output, you get it, and you have to do till output 10. Guys, anyone has got any problem so far? Step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Any questions so far?
What are we trying to do? Disabling swap. What is that for?
Okay, swap you are disabling because of when we do not disable the swap and initialize the cluster, it gives us an error message with lesser memory or something like that. So typically, if you have a 4 GB or 2 GB or something, you disable the swap and restart the machine. So these are the things we do that. If you have high-end machines, we typically don't do that. In AWS, swap is already disabled. So that is the thing which you have.
Okay.
So you have to do all this thing. So guys, what I'm expecting right now from all of you is, please go through this, all the discussions which I made it here, from here. Understand this. Kubedium, read these documentations also. Okay. Minikube also, please read this. And then multiple options, you just check it out. Then we are doing this one. Then you can go through this installation documents and follow that installation documents. Then here you read all this stuff also. Please don't ignore, don't jump on the command, because understanding is more important than blindly running the commands, because these documents will be available anytime. If you don't understand, what will be the use of this? So please read this, all these things, and then follow step number 1 to 10 only. 10 only. If some of you are very confident, you can go beyond the 10 also, but because I want to go one by one at a time, because it's a large batch, not everything in one go and people get messed up. So I want to go one by one and set up a master. So once we set up a master, then I will set up a workstation. See here, we set up a master here, then we'll set up a workstation and then worker. So one by one, we will go through that and complete that. So any questions so far, guys? Any questions so far?
Thanks for watching. If you liked our Kubernetes session so far, please enroll for our channel membership $399 plan to get access of all the parts. Along with that, you can access our other tutorials such as Docker, Ansible, Jenkins, Terraform, Splunk, AWS, Azure, and various other DevOps related premium tutorials with our channel membership. If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the $399 plan and grow your skills immensely.
Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest.
Thanks for watching.